Hey everyone, it's me, Miss Billman. This is the Unit 1, Lesson 13 homework. Can you believe it? There is only like 2 lessons left of Unit 1. It's crazy. So we're going to write a word problem for the 6 to 15 is equal to n to 35. When you're writing a word problem, you always want to think of what could be part of it. So, I could pick basketballs and tennis balls. I could say books to video games. In this case, I picked Sam has 6 stamps, like a stamp you'd put on an envelope. And for every 6 stamps Sam has, they have so many envelopes. So 15 envelopes, which sounds more like my life because anytime I need a stamp, it's like I never have one, but I always have a ton of envelopes. So what if Sam has this at a constant rate and he has 35 envelopes? How many stamps would Sam have? That word problem fits this question. I'm still using the same numbers, and it still makes sense. And I do point out that it is a constant rate. Now, I could have said anything. I could even do, cats to dogs. Wow, that'd be like a lot of dogs or cats. And I could do, let's see, store tickets. Store tickets to high fives. I always think of that one. So when you're doing this, make sure your question that you're writing matches the numbers, because that'd be the worst. Number 2, we're going to solve. I'm going to solve it with a factor puzzle. So I'm going to draw my square. 4 to 7 is equal to m to 42. So there's a 4 and a 7. And my m goes under my 4 by 42. I could start in the column or the row. I will start in the column. 7 multiplied by 1 equals 7. So that's a row. And 7 multiplied by 6 can give me 42. And my magic number is 24. I could solve these multiple ways. I could ask myself, what multiplied by 3 can give me 27? So that's 9. And 9 can go into 45 how many times? Well, that's 5. So my magic number is going to be 5. But as you can see, I'm going to solve it with a factor puzzle, and I'm going to get the same answer, which is pretty cool that you have different strategies, many different strategies to look at these problems. I just always love this so much, being able to see math come to life. So number 4, what is the basic ratio of 12 to 27? So I've got to be thinking, what numbers go into both 12 and 27? Well, I know 12 is really limited, than 1 to 12, 6 to 2, or 3 to 4. So 27, I have 1 and 27, and 3 and 9. So 3, they're both divisible by 3. So 3 goes into 12 4 times. 3 goes into 27 9 times. My basic ratio is 4 to 9, which, that can't go any further down. So it's great. The basic ratio for 120 to 150. So what number goes into both of them? I know 2 goes in there. I know 5 goes in there. But what about 10? Well, I could start there. So if I divided them both by, I could also do 30, but I'm going to start with 10 because they're both end with a 0. So 10 goes into 120 12 times, and 10 goes into 150 15 times. Can that go further? It sure can. Remember, 12 is divisible by 3, and so is 15. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. 15 divided by 3 is 5, so it's 4 to 5. Number 6, the basic ratio for 24 to 56. Now, this one, off the top of my head, I could be thinking of the number 2, and I could make my way further down. But sometimes it's easy if you start listing out, on the side of your paper or on a whiteboard. Okay, what if, that's right, 8. 8 multiplied by 3 gives me 24. 8 multiplied by 7 gives me 56. So my basic ratio is 3 to 7. Danny fills each vase with 5 roses and 9 irises. How many irises will he use if he uses 30 roses? So rose and irises, 5 and 9. So I'm making a factor puzzle. My 30 goes underneath the 5. And now it's time for me to think. What is the greatest common factor between 5 and 30? It's 5. 5 multiplied by 6 gives me 30. So 6 multiplied by 9 gives me 54. So there should be 54 irises. You could solve that by asking, okay, if I had 5 and then 30, I multiply it by 9, I have to multiply the 9 by 6. Or multiply the 5 by 6 to get to 30. Whoa, okay. Dee Dee's cost ratio for large balloons to small balloons was $15 to $16. Her sister Fran's ratio was 11 to 14. Or sorry, not 11. I'm just making that up. It is a blank to 14. How much did Fran pay for her large balloons? Well, I happen to think balloons are pretty cool, so I'm finding the greatest common factor between 6 and 14. It is 2. 2 multiplied by 7 is 14. The 7 is a row. 2 multiplied by 3 is 6, so that's a row. 3 multiplied by 5 is 15, so 3 multiplied by 7 is 35. So final answer, $35.